You know the countdown stopped, right?
What? Huh? Yeah, I know.
Am I supposed to do
We're
something?
live. Welcome. Joe, don't do this shit to me ever fucking again. I fucking hate you so much.
That was a pregnant pause if I've ever heard one.
Welcome to the Dadgummy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus, and you're joining me live in the That Comedy Studios. I always say I'm never alone, but this week I am alone because Joey Lafaro is on the mend. Joey Lafaro, say hello to people.
Don't fuck up your hip. Don't explode your hip. It's bad. It's not good. It's not fun.
Well, Joey, everyone can't be an ass whipper like you. You are the 2021 nigga champion. You are still out here kicking niggas' ass. Yeah, that's his actual title. I guess he is the 2021 nigga champion of Frederick, PA. Is it Frederick or was it upstate New York? I don't know.
It was the state of Maryland.
Okay.
It was the National American Grappling Association, and I got third place.
Oh, okay.
in the over 30 white belt division.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you can't win them all. But yes, Joey Lafaro, we do have a special guest this week, Mr. Mike Wilcott. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, man.
Fun to be in the latest iteration of Dot Comedy.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since we've seen Mike. Mike used to come to a lot of our shows. We would hang out with him running around town. Joe Lafaro, DJ Marcus, Blue, Alex Starr, and Brock. I think that was a like core group of people that would hang out, and I would be weirded out every time because it was a weird group of people.
You guys had in Bethesda?
Union Jacks.
Union Jacks. I just ended up there randomly recently. I was like, this feels so weird to be here when there's not comedy.
There's not even like a venue there anymore. Like the bar isn't even open anymore. I think they changed to Tapped Maryland or something, and that's closed.
Oh.
Really? What is it there now?
Now it's just it's a COVID. COVID's there now. That's pandemic business space. That's what's there now.
Oh man, Joey, it has been a long week, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Kandyce jumps in on this hit parade at some point later tonight. But it's been a long one, man. I've had a week of weeks. I am tireder than I've ever been in my life. And I keep looking away. See, the thing is, I'm not used to having a camera pointed at me. So I think next time I need to put the camera over here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking where I'm used to putting my face. Because doing it like this, it will fuck me up all night. Like, I'll just sit there like this. I don't think anyone's going to feel comfortable with this look coming off this face.
Straight at the camera, Marcus. Look in my eyes.
I can't look in your eyes. I'm looking away from you because you're over here. You know what? This is what I'll do. I'm gonna switch these sides. But Joey, anything happened to you this week, man?
What?
What happened to you this week, man?
I had surgery. I got put to, and I was trying to. So here's the thing about surgery that they don't remind you. One, you can't have sex. You have to stop having sex for a prolonged period of time. And then the other thing they don't tell you about hip surgery is you're not going to be able to poop right for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know the sex thing is a big issue because at the end of the day, it's your hip, and you got to get that thrust in motion that you don't have the power anymore.
It's non-weight bearing. That's one. Not you can't. I guess there's a one-legged position. I don't know. I'll get back to you if I figure it out. I'll post a YouTube video on.
Let me know. Send the video. We here at That Comedy, we are all about quality control. So we want to make sure you're doing things right, Joey.
I feel like there are lots of types of sex. I feel like we're closing the door too early on this. There's oral sex. There's lots of types of sex. There's phone sex. You can have sex. It's just not going to be a typical missionary / doggy style scenario.
Yeah, it's not going to be I can't bring my A game. Mike, I have certain skill sets I've developed over a number of years. It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like you you don't learn all the moves. You learn your moves that work for you.
Yeah, but you use the downtime of the injury to develop new skill sets. And if you look at like Thomas Bryant, who just came back from a huge ACL surgery or a tear for the Washington Wizards, he came back with a jump shot because while he was recovering, he practiced his jump shot, and now he's a big man with a jump shot. So he's actually a stronger player post injury because he went through this.
I will develop jump shot sex. It'll be across the room.
Joey Lafaro will improve his cunnilingus game because his neck's still strong. He's gonna be
question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was dealing with Mac Lafaro.
So your cunnilingus game was already
that was already the top of the food chain.
Okay.
Food chain, so to speak. Okay.
Damn, humble brag. Listen to that shit.
I know, right? Also, humble brag, just like, yeah, I have to stop having sex. Is like, oh, so clearly Joey's fucking. Like, we get it. Like, come on.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing for a long time with Joey Lafaro. So maybe,
I saw him on the incel message boards. We miss you, Joey. We miss you.
Oh man. But yeah, man, what is happening this week, man? You had some comedy things this week?
I did not. I hit 0 stages, but we do have an announcement that Jesse tried to announce on a previous episode, but now we're actually ready to announce.
Fully ready to announce, and let's hold on a second, Joe Lafaro. Let's do this correctly.
What?
All right, so let's do this correctly. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see, make sure I got the right one. All right, none of them are right. So I'll just do this one. What is the announcement, Joe Lafaro?
What?
Was there a stinger or something?
I thought you were trying to set something up. I just heard a lot of noises.
Okay, I didn't have a drum roll, so I used the air horn instead of drum roll. You know, I'm a DJ. I just do what I can.
Okay. Gotcha. We've put together a super group, including myself, Jesse Rivas, Angel Penn, and Glenn Lawrence and Stephanie McDonald. And we have formed a new super group called Comedy Shows Near Me. We will be debuting at McGinty's in Silver Spring on April 7th with a weekly showcase and open mic every Thursday starting on April 7th. Tickets are only $10 for a packed out show, and then you can stay and see some comics do new stuff, or you can come in and try comedy. Or, and for right now, if you use the promo code .comedy, you can get $5 off. So your ticket for up to 2 tickets is only $5 a piece.
Awesome, man.
That's a $10 date night. Go get some. Like, seriously, what are you doing?
Yeah, Joey can't hunt, but you can.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, do it now before that hip surgery.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's gonna be an awesome show, man. We're still getting all the nuts and bolts together. Hold on a second. It looks like Kandyce is joining the podcast. Hello, Kandyce August.
Hello.
It is nice to not see you. What happened to your avatar? Supposed to have avatar.
I know. I was like, I thought we were past this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I put it up. Do I have to change it on every device?
Yes.
I guess.
Turn on your camera. Wait, is this an issue? Why doesn't Kandyce turn on her camera?
I'm usually naked, but
she's usually wearing a low-hanging scoop neck V shirt. So
yeah,
her
does it on stage too. It's
actually
girls. What are you doing that for?
Like what we usually do is we like to have it as an Easter egg. So she'll have it off most of the show, and then she'll turn it on by accident at some point. So you got to pay really close attention.
That really happens every time. Like I accidentally hit it, and it's usually like in my lap or pointed directly at a nipple or some shit when it actually accidentally comes on every time.
We just intentionally set it up with the nipples framed out. Never mind.
I think she does. I think she does on purpose.
She does it on purpose.
Definitely not on purpose.
Podcast, you should be able to tune in by audio.
You guys are not in the .comedy studio. What's happening? Where are you at?
I'm at my vacation home in the south of France.
Clearly, where are you, Joey?
I'm in my house because I had surgery yesterday, and I didn't feel like going down the stairs in the dark to get to his house.
Yeah, I forgot you were immobile. My bad.
Well, speaking of Kandyce and And women across the world, Joey, there's a celebration we haven't talked about yet today.
Oh yeah.
Today is International Women's Day. I believe that's the name of it today. I got a message from not TikTok, from the Snapchat team. It said Happy Women's Day.
Is that different from American Women's Day or?
Well, remember it's National Women's Month today. This month, March is Women's Month, but today is Women's Day. So in honor of Women's Day, I will play the anthem of the 2022 Women's Day. Okay, so you got to remember that this is.
I'm gonna say WAP.
No, of course not.
No, come on.
Why would we degrade women by playing WAP?
It's an empowering song. Be sex positive. Come on, what are you talking about?
Much worse. I'm sorry. Knowing Marcus.
It's not that bad. It is a celebration of what we really know and love.
Different area codes or something like that.
You're damn right. Titties. That's all we're thinking about today.
You realize we can't hear any music you're playing.
I have no idea what's coming
on. I'm not here. You know why? Because you're going through my computer. I told you this shit would be off.
I don't know.
So
can you
guess what?
Can you turn the house speakers up on your computer so we can hear? Never mind.
You know who's laughing their asses off, Joey LaFaro? Our listeners.
What kind of DJ are you if you can't even play the music through the proper channels?
Got a point.
Because again, no. Our studio is set up for Joey to do this shit and for me to do my shit. When I have to do Joey's shit, it fucks up the whole fucking studio. I have to rewire the whole goddamn thing. I'm not crawling on the ground. This is not a crawl on the ground week for DJ Mark.
We need to test this out.
We need to figure it out. We'll work it out. But yeah, the song is "Titties" by Chris Calico. If you're at home and you're really wondering what song I played and you didn't hear it, Kandyce, play it loud because again,
I think it's best that it didn't come through anyway.
It came through to me, and I looked at my recorder and it came through to there. So guess what? It goes through the world.
It'll be the audio, but it's not the StreamYard screen. Okay.
Yeah, StreamYard stream won't have it. No, the StreamYard will have it. The StreamYard will have it, but it won't be. It's not audible to you guys. I don't know what the hell it is on that.
Maybe it's not audible. I don't know, maybe you don't have the rights to the song. It's being filtered like on YouTube.
That's possible too. That is possible as well. Oh man! But anything else happening this week, Jim?
I discovered that I hate Grubhub.
Why do you hate Grubhub?
Because here's the thing: they always screw up my damn order directions, and then the food gets here and it's cold. And then when I go to complain, like in the chat, all they offer me was like a 60-day, like, hey, oh, here's what happened. Saturday, I was trying to get my last real meals in before my surgery, right? Because I'm not gonna be on liquids for the next couple of days. So I was like, I really want something good. So I tried to order out. The restaurant was closed that I tried to order from. I had to get a text from the driver to tell me this. So then I had to call them for a chat. The chat guy's like, oh, well, for the inconvenience, we can offer you a 60-day trial of Grubhub Pass. And I'm like, great. So you want to offer me an inconvenience for my inconvenience. You want to offer me a thing to remember to turn off in 60 days.
Yeah. You want to give me a bill to worry about in 60 days. It's basically how it works.
And then when I complained about it, he hung up on me. Then I called back, and the person I tried to call back and speak to transferred me to the foreign language line.
Grubhub. It sense your Iranian heritage.
Yeah. Grubhub is one step below fuck you. They don't give a fuck about anybody at Grubhub. I had an incident with ordering food today. So I attempted to order Chipotle today. Now my Chipotle order is generally a very, very simple order. It's double meat, half chicken, half steak. It's white rice, no beans, cheese, queso, and fajitas. It's very simple.
Fajita veggie.
That's the only veggie you need. What else would you? Why
No,
would
no. But when you say fajitas, you mean the fajita veggies, right? Yeah.
Fajita veggies, yes, fajita veggies.
Yeah.
So
which are free, which is why. So wait, did you go to Chipotle or did you order this?
I ordered it from their app.
Yeah.
So when I
Why
got
you need
there,
cheese and queso?
the queso helps melt the cheese, so it becomes a nice big cheese thing.
He wants that cojita and that queso.
Yeah.
Oh my
it
God.
tastes amazing. If you
Cojaso.
ever get a chance to be almost 400 pounds, you got to eat some shit like this. It's great. It's great. I live by it for as long as I got left to live.
Is that
anyway,
why? You're trying to hit 400.
Yeah, pretty much. But so I get my food and I go and this time instead of ordering the double meat chicken and steak, I just say, you know what? I've been having gout issues lately. I'm gonna cut out the steak. Just do double chicken. Fairly fucking simple. I said, all right, so double chicken. So I go pick up my fucking food. And they put a sticker on the top of the food that has my exact order that I want. But when I open the container, it is all fucking wrong. There's steak. There's double steak on the order. That's the first fucking fucked up part of it. And then there's black beans, which would come nowhere near an order that I would make anywhere near Chipotle because I don't eat beans of any kind.
What, they mix up the lid?
I don't know what the hell they did. I don't know what Margarita did in the back because she was just moving and throwing shit in bags.
Hey, listen, I just found out today that my sister works at Chipotle.
Oh. Isn't your sister Hispanic?
It's like you just found out she's gay or something. Like I just found out. Oh, guys, you wouldn't believe.
Well, I don't really talk to my dad's side of the family, but because I posted about my surgery, they're all like talking to me now.
Okay. Is your sister like 6?
All right, guys. It sounds like both of you should get off of your asses and just go to the restaurant. Like, I don't understand with this fascination with Grubhub when it takes longer. They always fuck up your order. They charge you double. Just go to Chipotle and order your food. Chipotle, especially, it doesn't take long. Like I was there today.
Chipotle app.
Especially
Chipotle app.
Yeah, you can do it on the Chipotle app, but now you're having a conversation for 10 minutes about how they fuck with your order. You could have spent that time just at Chipotle. Getting your order right. And the fajita veggies are so dope at Chipotle. It's my favorite part. But you have to go there and be like, yeah, put fajita veggies on there. No. Put more fajita veggies on there. No. More fajita veggies on there. And then you get the fajita veggies you want.
I agree with you, but in my defense, I was ordering breakfast because I didn't want to get up and do anything.
Yeah, I feel like, yes, you were in a unique situation where I say it's okay to order food, but for the most part, everybody's like on, like it takes time to order it on the app. Like you could just drive to the store and there's Chipotle like 6 minutes from everybody's house. Just go to Chipotle, order the food.
I have to be able to bring myself to order Chipotle for delivery.
Okay, yeah.
But I have tried to order it for pickup, and I can see where you still run into that problem.
Even the pickup, you have the same problem.
And then go pick it up.
Kandyce, you sound like R2D2. What's up? What'd you say, Kandyce?
You have a lot of nerve complaining about audio issues. Never mind.
Hey. Kandyce is a connection issue. Kandyce will blip out in a minute. Kandyce, you there? She's muted now.
She got offended by both of y'all too sloth.
Oh man, but anything happen to you this week, Mike?
Yeah, I don't know. I was I just got back from London. I was there for 2 weeks.
Oh, sweet.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I went there. I don't know. I met a girl over a few months ago who lived there, and we hung out while she was here, and then she went back there, and I was like, all right, I'll chase you down to London, and it was fun. Yeah. I did some comedy out there. That was fun. What was weird is like in the 2 weeks, the week leading up to going there, I knew I was going to be doing comedy in a new city, so I wanted to bring my A game. So I was doing comedy like twice a night for like a week, and then the night I got there, jet lag didn't matter. The night I got there, I hit a show that I booked, murdered. I destroyed. And the next day I had a great show too. And then like I went 5 days with 4 or 5 days with no shows, and then kind of because I was there for like 10 days, and then like I did another show, and like it was so apparent that how like the muscles had atrophied in those 4 or 5 days. And also been in London doing crazy London shit, probably, had a couple of like nights where I stayed up till noon. But I had recovered from that, and like it was just so apparent like how quickly the comedy muscles atrophy. You're just like, God damn it! I was killing when I first got here, and like arguably I should be better because I've like picked up on some idioms and shit that's going on, but locally, and I just like it was so weird. I was like, I'm not doing as well. I mean, I didn't have bad shows; it was fine. I was like, man, I murdered the night I got here, and I was just like, I'm gonna take this city by storm. And I don't know. I felt like actually British or London comics were presence-wise very strong. Like especially like the Scottish comedians are especially funny. I think they're like a naturally funny people, but I felt like the material perhaps was not as well crafted as what you might find stateside. Just felt like a lot of the issues people were talking about was kind of like surface. But maybe that's just, my very small sample size or me just being, I don't know, I'm a least dick. I don't know. Other than that, what I've been doing this week? I'm trying to get my kid into I took my kid to 2 basketball practices today. Trying to live vicariously through him. And I don't know, working on making a basketball star out of my seed, and that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds awesome,
so
man.
in London, did you find did you have to tailor your material at all, or is it translate? I know sometimes you go out of the country and it's English, but it's not English.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, especially because there's so much stuff that like I have that's like I just like I had to chop bits in half because I had one bit about that I like that talks about US Polo Association compared to polo, and like that's just not a connection they have. I also have one bit that's kind of about like animal sex / rape and duck sex / unconsensual sex, and like the punchline of which is like just like a safe word like Aflac, and like they don't have Aflac, so that punchline isn't going to hit there.
Yeah,
just little dumb shit like that. I mean, for the most part, other stuff does hit. Like when I was in Hong Kong, years ago. I was there for I was not there for the international stand-up comedy competition, but it was going on while I was there, and I attended.
International stand-up comedy competition.
Well, it was the Asian stand-up, Hong Kong Asian stand. I don't know, whatever. It was some stand-up comedy competition of Hong Kong, and it was impressive. But like it was in English. But people had flown there from India, Taiwan.
Oh wow!
And a couple, like one dude was from LA. I think he was stationed in LA after moving there from Hong Kong. It was all in English, and I was curious what it was going to be like in this Asian destination, but it felt like most of what they were talking about was the same shit that we would be talking about, dating apps, food, stuff like that. In Hong Kong, I was actually impressed with how highbrow the comedy was. Just like it just felt like it was a very high IQ society.
Cool.
So that was impressive. But I don't know, London was fun. Comedy wise, I think they're more supportive than I have seen in DC. I would say it's just like I went to these shows where like they were like I was like the show's starting, so there's like nobody here, and the booker was just like it's okay. And then they just go out and bark for like 10 minutes, and like I'd come back up I'm like, oh, there's a full fucking show here. How did you do that? Like they just
wow.
I think people are just more like, yeah, sure, we'll come. I don't know. That's tough to do with DC or even most major metropolitan areas.
Yeah,
in America.
That's awesome, dude. I'm sorry.
That's because everyone here thinks that they're funny themselves, and they're like, "Oh, we don't need to go in there and experience this."
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we just feel like we have less time to give other people. I don't know. DC's moves fast, and people. I don't know. People won't stab you in the neck for standing on the left on the escalator. I will too. Get the fuck out of my way. I got places to be. But
that's what DC makes better comics, though. It makes us work harder for it.
Yeah, I think so. I think DC, at least on the open mic level, I think DC is as strong as any city I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, on the feature level, I think New York probably has a leg up on us, but open mic level, DC comics are pretty strong.
I would agree. Concur.
Right. And come to an open mic once in a while. Where you been? Sorry, getting hip surgery.
Yeah, basically.
I only see you at Nottingham's. Like, get out of Maryland, dude. Come into DC.
I have been in DC actually recently. I did Cloak and Dagger. I came down and did Premiere Lounge with Eddie a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I've been trying to get down to DC more, and not just when I do shows with Alex. So,
yeah, I'm gonna be at Cloak tomorrow. I'm hosting the open mic. Come through.
Okay.
I'll
hobble down there.
Stairs,
yeah, it's only a set of stairs.
Hold on a second, Joey. Can you all hear this?
No.
The sound of one hand clapping.
Okay.
I was about to pull up the .comedy feed on Facebook and try to listen to that, but I felt like that would inevitably create a loop.
Yeah, and I'm interacting with our listeners at home, and they're telling me they can't hear music either. So I'm trying to figure it out on the fly.
It's not just us. All right.
Not just you guys.
Just make sound effects, dude. Come on.
So I'm trying to work it out. I'm gonna make this thing happen. Let's see what
I think we might need to let this go so we can keep the show moving.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it during the show.
What are you talking about on this show? I mean, that was my week.
Usually by now would have gone to a break, and Marcus is trying to get the music working so he can go to a break. But he doesn't know what he's going to do right now.
You guys got sponsors?
Yes, we do.
Oh my god. I'm so curious who buys sponsorship time during this, or is it like never mind? Anchor feeds in whatever ads like the algorithm tells it to.
No,
we've actually gone and got sponsors.
I'm so curious to see this. Who are some of your sponsors?
Well, Joey, who are some of our sponsors? You're at home. I'm trying to think of everything else going on here.
Brought to you by Chipotle. Try our ad.
Atomic Music. We got Tappy Card and smoothmyballs.com.
Yep.
Swingmyballs.com.
No. Smooth my balls.
Smooth my balls.
Smooth my balls. Is that like a male grooming thing?
It is.
Yes, it is.
You can get a Turf Chopper 3.0 and smooth your balls.
Is it a razor?
Yes.
It's a manscaping device.
It's a male enhancement.
Are you going to do ad? Hey, there she is. Yes.
Wow.
Just in time for the ad read. Kandyce, tell them all about Smooth My Balls.
Smooth My Balls is razor. It's a razor that keeps your balls nice and smooth so that the ladies will pay more attention to that area.
And you can get 25% off with our link from our link tree. That's not in our comment section this week because I don't have the access necessary to do that. But normally we would. You can go back to any of our previous episodes and check the YouTube comments for that link.
Marcus, we can't see it because it's fading into your background.
Yeah.
There you go. If you keep it in front of you, we can see it.
You have a blue background?
There you go. Yeah.
This is what happens when you live in a very expensive home. It takes over. But yeah, Smooth My Balls.
One of them smarty homes.
Yes, I got a smart home. Smooth My Balls Turf Chopper 3.0. That is the .comedy 2022 Razor of the Year. If you're looking to have smooth balls or a labia in 2022, we suggest you get yourself a Smooth My Balls. We're not going to forget the women. It's International Women's Month.
Hashtag International Women's Day.
I've been asking them to send me one of these razors for literally months. So don't let anyone think that they're inclusive because they're not.
I said that I will have one for you when you come up again.
You got to come up to town. You got to come to town. I got one you could use right here.
Okay.
See how that works? But yeah, Smooth My Balls, Turf Chopper 3.0. Get 20% off using the link on our link tree. Anywhere you find .comedy, you can find Smooth My Balls. And we're back on the .comedy podcast. I'll play some music when I edit this shit together because I'm pissed that this music shit ain't working. I don't know what the fuck.
Learn how to play piano. When did that happen? Is that new?
Yeah.
I do. I'm learning how to play piano. Oh. I bought a grand piano
to learn on.
Play baby grand.
I bought the grand piano behind me because I said, you know what? You're gonna be famous when you finish learning. So you might as well get the best of the best.
Bought a grand piano to learn on. That's what
That's what bosses do.
All
What
right.
am I learning on some basic bullshit? You see my house?
He's a
see where I
It's
live?
an investment in his industry.
Okay.
Look at those
Oh,
vaulted
man.
ceilings, Candace. Can't you tell?
Can't even play the music off the laptop correctly, but you got a grand piano. Okay.
Damn right.
He's an old school DJ. He spins wax. He's not on Serato yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh man, we do have a special guest this week, Mr. Mike Wilcox. Again, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
I don't think you've been on the show previously in our previous iterations.
What? This is the first time on the podcast for me.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one of those things I kept saying. I thought we'd had you on, but I kept forgetting and realized we never did. I think it was a lot of like times where I was like, yeah, we probably should have you on, and then it never materialized. So I'm glad we got you here today.
Yeah, we finally got you in.
Pleasure to be here. I don't get a lot of. I don't know. I felt like I was doing a lot of podcasts during quarantine because everybody was doing a podcast then, and now it's kind of slow. This is my first in a while. Shaking up the cobwebs. Candace, you look amazing. It's been so long.
Thank you.
You look good. Oh my god, the smile looks delicious.
She totally got pretty for you. She doesn't do this for us. So
she doesn't. On average, if she keeps that camera locked all the time.
I literally just put on a t-shirt and turned the camera on, you guys. I did nothing special.
Yeah.
Humble brag. Oh, I just rolled out a bad looking fabulous. All I have to do is put on a t-shirt and blink these eyes. No,
oh man, but Mike, so we're gonna sit down with you.
I had to shave my balls just to come.
Yeah.
That's the entry fee. That's the entry fee to be on the Doc Comedy Podcast. Man, but Mike, since it's first time being on the show, we want to sit down with you and just talk a little bit about you.
Cool.
Just want to see who you are. You've been doing comedy for how long?
10 years ish. It'll be 10 years in April. So
okay.
But now you're doing comedy and photography, right? Or were you always doing both?
Photography is like something I used to do more like as in high school and stuff, but I've always been a TV video guy, and I was actively, my work is TV video by day. So I'm a TV video producer. I always had the cameras, and then actually shout out to Alex Starr. I was at he kind of got me on a show in New York once because he was like, why don't you just offer to take pictures and that'll be a good way to get on the show. And I was like, sure. And then I took pictures and it was a lot of fun. It was something to do at a show while I wasn't on stage. And I thought it turned out dope, and then I just kept doing them, and then I just leaned. And then when quarantine hit, I was kind of looking for more of an outlet, I guess, of something to do, and I started watching all these videos about Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop. I already kind of knew Photoshop, but it was just like something to lean in hard on during quarantine, and I kind of stretched that skill set, and it gave me something to do at shows while I was waiting around. And since I already had the equipment, it was kind of like fun. And it's weird because TV video had become more of a job. It was a passion when I was like a teenager, and then it became work later in life. And now it was like kind of a way to make visual media fresh and exciting again. I think I struggled to find a muse in a lot of my creative work. And because I had comedy, I had a muse. So I liked that. And I've since had people ask me to do weddings and stuff. I'm like, that doesn't sound like fun.
That does.
Sometimes I will do it. Actually, I don't know if you know Will from DRC. He had an engagement. He popped the question and he wanted a camera pictures taken at that. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that for my friend. Just to pay me, but so I'm kind of selective. Somebody a comic that I know from Delaware just hit me up asking me to do a wedding. I'm like, I think I'm gonna say no to that.
That would be for me. I'd be so happy to do a wedding, but I don't know. Girls.
I don't mind. Here's the thing. I like actually event photography. I just don't love the posed shots with the family. That stuff kind of scares me.
Yeah.
And I'm not as prepared for that. And I did get a flash to do my friend's wedding, but it was like a small wedding. So I have some flashes to do it. I don't know if I want to drive up to Lewis, Delaware to do a wedding. I don't know. Maybe I'll give them a ridiculous. Here's what I'll do. I'll give them a ridiculous quote. And if they say yes, I'll be like, all right, fine.
Right. Yeah.
30 grand. Sure. I'll shoot a wedding. I don't know.
That's what I've done with videography, because people come asking me to do videography for like nothing, and I'm like, all right, that'll be $300, and they'll be like, oh, that sounds crazy, and I'm like, well, that's how much it's going to take for me to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, even $300 is too low for me. I'm like, you need like minimum 4 figures to get me to do any project for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
For video, for photography, I'm like newer at it. So I'm
for
like,
weddings, like weddings photography is expensive as fuck. We've been looking into quotes for that. That shit is expensive. People care about that the most. Like after the flowers, they're like, I need a photographer to capture every fucking moment. It's like the second thing on the list that you get.
yeah. And I think it is, and it's because of Instagram. And what's weird, I think there was a while there where video was becoming more popular, but now video as a medium to take in a wedding is just not as popular. So people are kind of scrapping the wedding videos in favor of photographs.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So since we went down the rabbit hole of photography, what got you into comedy itself? Like, what made you go, hey, you know what? This first time I'm gonna jump on the stage and I'm gonna rock this mic.
I'd say comedy is something I'd always kind of was interested in throughout life. I mean, I was never like the class clown per se, but I've always been kind of like a look at me type guy. I like to insert myself into conversations and just be kind of a devil's advocate and shit. So it was just something I always wanted to do, but never had the balls to do. And then my son's mom died when he was like 2. This was like 10 years ago. And we were like separated at the time, actually. And we'd already gotten together and broken up so many times that I'd kind of like mourned the loss of that relationship. But it was somebody even younger than me passing away, and was a reminder of how fleeting life is, and that you need to like kind of take advantage of the brief time, like instant we all have here, and do the things that you really want to do that are important to you. And I kind of like use that as a chance to kind of like, take stock of what I've been doing myself. What do I want to do with myself? And what's something I always wanted to do? And I was like, I always wanted to do comedy, and I don't want to die before I try comedy. So that's something I tried. And I think when I first started out, I kind of like, you go in thinking like, yeah, this is a thing I'll do like once or twice a week. And then you're like, oh no, it's something you have to do like a lot. And it took a while for that to seep in. So I think my first year I kind of struggled because I didn't lean in and like, do a volume of work. But then eventually it ate my life, and I turned around and I didn't know what to do with a Friday night besides go to a comedy show. And I'm kind of okay with that. I think it's kind of not the worst way to, it's nice to be able to stay out at bars till 2 a.m, but have it be a constructive contribution to a craft. So
hold that thought, because I want to go somewhere with that. But I will say that you've given us the best, because we always ask everybody how they got into comedy. And this is like the deepest answer we've gotten.
Okay.
Like, I realized my mortality, so I had to go and get on the stage. Like, that's amazing. No one's ever said that. Most people are like, yeah, I saw a funny movie and I thought I wanted to get on stage. So that's a really good answer, honestly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's weird because actually, like, I wouldn't say that I like funerals, but every time like somebody dies around me, it's not that I'm happy about it, but I go there like, whew, that could have been me.
Yeah.
And you kind of use it as an opportunity to like, let's like be thankful for what we have. And maybe use this as a moment to gut check and think about, what you want to do moving forward.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's incredible. All right. So then you mentioned to stay, and I was hoping that you would kind of bring this up because I didn't know if you wanted to, but you were saying that you could be in bars till 2 a.m. doing something constructive. So I am assuming that you're still on your sobriety journey. Is that right?
I'm not sober. I never have been. I just don't drink.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So, because when people say sober, they usually mean not alcohol, right? Is that that's like what they usually mean?
Yeah. I mean, I still do cocaine, and that's not like.
Okay. That's the Dot Comedy Podcast first. And admission.
And here's the thing, everybody thinks I'm on it when I'm on stage because I'm like very amped up and like, but I don't generally do it before I go on. In fact, the few times that I have, it makes me more calm and measured, which is maybe just like an ADD type thing, but it doesn't make me a better comic though. It's just like, I still like, I stumble words. I start listening. I don't know. It's not the best for me. I'm not on it now. I swear.
I'm trying to quit drinking. I'm at my 60-day mark now. So
congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you. I was
excited. Want to quit for good or just like take a year off or what?
No, as far as I know, I'm trying to quit for good. So we'll see what happens, right? You never know. You gotta one day at a time it. But like, I haven't been drinking for like 2 months, and I used to drink every single day. So it's a big deal for me.
Yeah, I mean, was there like a bottom? I mean, I don't know. Need you to go into the gritty details, but like, did you just feel like you weren't achieving? What was the impetus?
Yeah, so I just want to be as healthy as I can be. And I realized like how unhealthy I was. I also realized that it was such a crutch, right? Like I would do it when I was sad, I would do it when I was happy, I would do it when I was bored. I would, you know what I mean? Just like I'm filling space with this drinking. Like it's no longer this thing that like adds happiness to the happy times. It's just something filling space. And I was like, I don't want this anymore. I don't need this anymore. Like I could fill my space with something that would bring joy and health to me instead of like fucking sadness and death. Like I'm ingesting death every day, you know? So I just wanted to be healther.
Well, no wonder you came on here looking glowing. You're 60 days in. Congrats. That's amazing.
There you go. Congratulations.
Coming out, I mean, has now that you're 60 days in, have you observed like notices in differences in your behavior? Like, are you feel like you're become stronger as a comedian? Do you feel like it's like, I don't know. For me, like when I first stopped and like started like getting my life together, it kind of felt like I'd just taken off ankle weights and was running at stride.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more clarity. I feel better. I'm doing things now that I would have done drunk. Like I just recently went on vacation, went on a cruise. And if this was last year, I would have spent that entire time drunk. The entire, as soon as I walk on board, I'm getting a drink and the entire time drunk. And it's just like, I did it. I just did a cruise today, this week, completely sober. And it was just like, I feel like I was missing things the last year, you know?
Yeah.
I've been missing something because I was numbed the entire time I was doing this experience instead of being present, which is what I did this time. And I think it was so much better.
Is your, I guess take it you're engaged now. Is your fiance on a similar journey or?
He is not.
Okay, because that makes it difficult. I know that's always weird when one partner stops rather, and then the other partner is not. I don't know if the other partner, if he wasn't as active a drinker as you, then it might not matter, but it can be a source of some contention.
Yeah, he never was a big drinker. Like he's the type that would only drink when we're like on vacation or if there's some sort of special event, and I just would drink all the time. So it's not really the same because he's never was a huge drinker anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always weird when I go to people's. It's still weird for me when I go to people's houses that have like liquor cabinets, and then I was just in London with this girl, and she was not. I swear we went 5 days and she didn't have a drink. I'm like, how do you do that with a liquor cabinet up there? You drink. I would not have been able to do that during my drinking days.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. Congratulations. Fuck.
Thank you.
Very true. Very, very good job, Kandyce. We are very proud of you here.
Thank you.
How do you feel like it's affected you as a comedian?
So I'm better, right? And that's one of the things that I was super afraid of is that I thought like I'm not going to be as funny if I'm sober because when you go up there and you drink, you're looser, you're more relaxed, you're less afraid, you're more social, right? So like my crowd work was, I think, I don't know, whatever. And I thought not drinking was going to make me worse. And actually it hasn't affected it at all. I'm sharper now on stage. I'm more present on stage. I'm not doing something that's going to numb my senses and my sharpness before I go up there. So it actually has helped. And I was completely afraid that it would do the opposite.
Yeah. I think that they've just done studies about this, how alcohol can like kind of remove some barriers of preoccupation. And there can be a slight advantage after like one drink, but it immediately goes down after two.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a direct.
Nobody stopped at one. So.
I've never had one drink in my life. No.
I know, right?
Like, who has one drink? Not me.
Yeah, I remember my parents talking to me about drinking. Like, can't you just have one, like a wine with dinner? I'm like, no. Like, who wants that?
Maybe some people can. I never.
I've had that. Like, and the funny thing is, I've had that be the problem too, right? Like, where it's like I'll have some great nights where I've had like maybe one or two before I go up, and I'll be like, that's like I'll be the most present because I'm an overthinker. I get caught in my head all the time, and then I'll have like one or two, and I'll be the most present I'm ever going to be. And it really makes a difference. But then if I go beyond that, then it's a really fast down
decline.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think if you wanted to achieve that, there are more specific chemicals for that.
Yeah.
Like you could take beta blockers, which I think a lot of performers, in particular, like I think like concert performers take for nerves and the like. I don't know. Alcohol, like don't get me wrong, it's I love it too much, but it is one of the worst things you can do to yourself. It tears apart your liver, like it destroys brain cells. It's just like as drugs go, we'd all be healthier just doing heroin. Like it's not as bad for you. Don't get me wrong, it's incredibly addictive, but so is alcohol. And it's just like long-term effects, it's not nearly as bad for you.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of what they call quit lit, right? So it's like literature about quitting and becoming sober. And like once you read what alcohol is actually doing, the shit is insane. Like it's healthy, right? We already know that, but exactly how unhealthy it is and exactly what it does. Once you read that shit, you will never want to touch it again. It's like drinking poison. It literally is like drinking poison. Your body is reacting to it as if you put poison in it. So other things your body's supposed to be doing, it stops just to process the alcohol.
Wow.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. My computer just told me it was about to die. I was like, wait, I thought I had it plugged in, and then I realized I didn't have the power strip turned on, so that's why I did it.
Okay. All right. So who were
what's beta blocker? Is it like Vicodin? What is that?
I actually don't know. I think it's just something that blocks nerves. Hence, I don't know what beta means. I've just heard it discussed in something like that. I'm not an authority on the subject.
It's a neurotransmitter.
Yeah,
it
interrupts neurotransmission. It's used mostly for people in pain. So
really,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Because it stops you from feeling.
Beta blocker? Okay, I thought that was okay.
Yeah.
That was like SSRIs, whatever. I'm more schooled in like illegal narcotics, so ask me about that.
Not on this podcast.
I didn't mean to hijack the conversation. What's your next?
No.
No, that was fantastic, man. I want to hear everybody's traumatic journeys. That way, I can look in the mirror every morning and go, you know what, you're doing okay.
He's one of the things that I remember about him from when I was doing comedy is he was like, I don't drink, and he was the only comic that has ever told me that, or at the time, definitely were the only comic that said I don't drink. Like I hadn't heard that from anybody. We would all be getting drunk before we went on stage, or at least drinking. We get paid to drink tickets. So for somebody at the time to say I don't drink, it just really stuck out to me.
I think it's more than you know. It's just not something that you necessarily want to trumpet in an environment where you, as a performer, are kind of the house makes money based on the amount of drinks they sell.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily want to like pitch that lifestyle to the audience, and also they're going to laugh more and enjoy the show more probably if they drink more. Although like they drink too much, it can become disruptive.
Yeah,
but I think there's probably more. Like I don't know, Petey Steele's very open about it. Pete Bergen, and there's a few other comics like who are less vocal about it, I'd say, but like just also kind of reached a point, or I don't know. Some of them were sober going in. It's not a part of their personality necessarily.
Oh, people just
persona.
Okay, man. Yeah, man. So where can people find you, Mike Wilcox? On the internet. I mean,
on the internet, Instagram's probably the vehicle of choice. And what's weird is like I run at MDubsky is the personal page, and at DC Comedy Nights is the photography page for like comedy photo documentary.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna change. I might change the handle from MDubsky because everybody I tell it to is like, wait, spell it. And they're just like, maybe I should just make it Michael Wolcott Comedy or something like that.
Yeah,
I probably should have made my handle here on the thing, but
it threw me off when you dropped into our chat. I was like, is this the same person? Because I kept looking at it, going, "Who's M Dubsky?" I don't remember that being his name.
I think it was me because my initials are MW, and then M Dubsky seemed like a fun variation on that. It's what happens when you try to give yourself a nickname. You shouldn't be allowed to do that, and that's basically when you sign up for any social media, you're basically allowed to do.
I thought it was self-explanatory. M Dubsky.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't question it.
I got it.
Thank you. Somebody gets it. I don't know. Nobody else does.
Not that hard.
Man. man, oh man. But yeah, man, it's definitely a pleasure to have you on, man. You gonna hang out with us and go over some of these topics Joey got.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Joey, what's going on in this world, man?
We're
not taking a traditional break. We're just gonna keep rolling through.
We're just gonna keep rolling through because we don't have music. Got it. So the first guy that went to trial for the January 6th riot in the Capitol went to trial and was found guilty on all accounts. And that guy's name was Guy. So there's that.
Was it
guy named Guy?
Was it the Viking?
Guy Reffitt. No, that was a different person. You're thinking of
that was Q. That was QAnon.
That was a QAnon shaman.
Wasn't his name QAnon?
But I think, but he didn't. I think the difference being that he didn't go to trial. I think he settled, and I think most of the people up until this point have settled.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the first guy that went to trial.
This is the first guy that took his case to trial and was found guilty of all charges related to his role in the attack on the Capitol. He was a Texas man who attempted to storm the Capitol while armed with a gun and zip ties.
Oh.
He was convicted of 5 counts against him, including transport of a firearm in support of civil disorder, obstruction of official proceeding, and that's all they told me. So we don't pre-read our articles. Jurors began deliberating Tuesday morning after a week-long trial in which they heard testimony from Reffitt's teenage son, Jackson Reffitt, who tipped off the FBI about his father before the January 6th attack.
Hilarious.
So it's hard. Since when they find a weapon and zip ties on you, that lets me know you had intent to take a hostage. Like, what else are you going to do with zip ties?
And your son ratted you out.
Yeah, your son just snitched on you from the house.
Also,
I think it was more for cable management, like, behind his desk. Everybody's got zip ties. I've got some here somewhere.
IT. He went in there for IT. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
He needed to fix Nancy Pelosi's computer. That's what he was working on.
I'm pissing on it.
Prosecutors quoting the elder Reffitt's own words argued that the defendant had, quote, lit the match on the west side of the Capitol where some of the most brutal attacks on law enforcement took place. The video shows Reffitt with a blue jacket covering his waistband, leading the mob up the steps of the Capitol, besides the platform where Joe Biden was inaugurated.
These white folks didn't know what they were getting themselves into when they did that bullshit.
Look at that picture right now. It looks like he's wearing a GoPro. I think, I don't know.
They thought they were going.
I mean, they were documenting it. I mean, content is king. He probably was like, I'm gonna be an influencer after this.
Right. So when they go to trial, they just had to pay fines. Like, how did that work?
I think the shaman guy got like 3 months, or actually no, the shaman guy got I think close to 4 years or something. It was like 42 months.
Here's what I don't get. This is clearly a generational gap because his wife was saying some crazy shit about how this is only the beginning. The America will rise again or some shit. And the son clearly ratted him out. So you can see that there's a direct generational cut because they all are from Texas. So that makes sense. But
right.
It's like when the Klan member's son marries the black girl, and everyone's like, "Why did this fucking happen the way it did?" It's like because that kid saw how crazy his fucking parents were, and he was like, "I don't want to be a part of that shit. I'm gonna disavow you now while you're in jail, and that way I can start my life fresh." Because that was ridiculous. They thought they would have no consequences, and that's what it boiled down to. A bunch of people.
But is it necessarily indicative of a whole generational shift, or is it just the shift from father to son? Let's say it's not uncommon for if a father is a heavy drinker for the son to be disinterested in alcohol and drugs because they saw what had happened to the father, and then that process can rehash throughout following generations of that family. I don't know. I feel like a lot I was impressed with how young some of those tiki torch waivers were. When that shit went down in Charlottesville. So I'm less confident that millennials are going to solve this problem. I mean, I thought baby boomers were going to be the solution because they were a bunch of hippy dippy fucks that would stop instigating neocon capitalism down the road. But eventually they all wanted their money and wanted to keep it, and here we are.
There you go.
More a statement
Oh,
on
millennials changing shit.
capitalism and race relations. My bad.
Love it. We love it. More of that. We need more intelligence on this podcast.
I don't know. Low bar, I guess. No, that's not bad. I don't. I wouldn't say that's that intelligent, but you know, in the land of the blind.
No, man. What else going on, Joe?
So there was another Batman movie that came out. Part of the press.
I haven't seen it.
Ain't nobody seen it.
But I've heard.
Ain't nobody seen it.
It's weird because I see a lot of people either say that they walked out of the theater or they loved it. It's the best Batman ever. And then like very few people had said like it was fine, except for Tink. King Tink, who we had on a few weeks ago, came out. I was like, it was a movie.
Everyone on my Twitter timeline thinks it's the best thing that ever happened to cinema. So I don't know. The Twitter are very favorable.
It's been a very mixed. It's been I think more heavy. Like people are very pro it.
It's the metamorphosis of a vampire into a bat. He will always be the shiny vampire from the Twilight books to me, no matter what role he takes. I believe,
right, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
I hadn't even made that connection.
The vampire movies is Batman this time?
Yeah.
He wasn't the main character, was he?
Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
Oh wait, he's Robert Pattinson. Damn, Jesus, it is him.
Yeah,
but
Pattinson.
Zoe Kravitz is in it, right?
Yeah,
so Zoe Kravitz plays Selena Kyle. She plays Catwoman in it, and which is interesting because during some of the press for it, she was telling about how she had tried to get an audition for a small role in The Dark Knight and was told they are not going urban with the part.
Okay.
How is Zoe Kravitz urban? I've never thought.
Right,
I never look at her and go, yeah, look at that system.
Nothing urban.
And The Dark Knight wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah. It's so weird. Hollywood's so weird, man. They will find a way to pull the discrimination card at the drop of a hat and say some random stuff that don't make any goddamn sense.
So you're saying Zoe Kravitz is pulling the discrimination card, or are you saying she was discriminated against?
She was discriminated against.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She's not pulling the card then. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Which part would she have played? What was she going out for in The Dark Knight?
It didn't say. It said it was a smaller part, so it wasn't even something that it probably would have been a bit role.
Did Selena Kyle have a little friend?
Recast her in the one role that had already been cast by a black woman in Halle Berry.
Right.
Didn't Selena Kyle have a friend that was homeless or something in The Dark Knight, or was that Dark Knight Rises?
Oh, you're thinking of Dark Knight Rises.
I think Gotham doesn't have a lot of black people. I think Halle Berry was like the only black person in Gotham.
She wasn't in Gotham.
It's supposed to be New York, right? There should be.
That was a standalone Catwoman movie that made no damn sense.
Gotham is the New York.
Is not Catwoman in a Batman movie.
Wait,
no,
what?
she wasn't. Halle Berry was
not Catwoman in a Batman movie.
Oh shit!
Had her own separate movie. That's right. I forgot. You're right.
But I think Sharon Stone is some villain who was a ripoff of the Joker from the Batman movie because she was making evil facial products or something.
Yeah. That was a weird, unnecessary movie too. But yeah, they live in the same universe as Friends. Minimize as many black people as you possibly can in a metropolis.
Right. In New York, there's no black people in something that's supposed to be a replica of New York. Friends was actually New York. That wasn't a replica. That was actually New York, and there were no black people in it. Seinfeld, actually New York. No black people. Like, what is that? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Upper West Side. Not just kidding.
Were there black people in How I Met Your Mother, Joey?
I don't recall. Not many.
Whenever they make a white sitcom about New York, they just exclude black people from the whole damn city.
Or there's
always a black therapist. There's always a black therapist.
Yeah.
No, they had the therapist on How I Met Your Mother was was Cal Penn.
Yeah, Cal Penn.
On which
So
one?
Brown Therapy. How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, I love that show. By the way.
Have you seen How I Met Your Father?
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother's hilarious.
No. Have you seen How I Met Your Father? On
No.
Hulu?
No.
No,
Yeah,
it's horrible. It's
I
as
think
bad
it's-
as the original was good.
Okay.
Mm.
Sounds like when they tried to remake that 70s show and that 80s show, and like nobody ever
Yeah.
really saw it. It just happened.
No one watched that. No.
Yeah,
one
but what's
watched
his face from That's Always Sunny was on it.
Wait, what?
It's
The guy,
Which one?
what's it? The good-looking guy from It's Always Sunny. I forget his name. The guy that drove the range.
Yeah.
That's where he got his start.
Oh.
That's where he's got to start. That 80s show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm always like, you know that guy that was in that show with that other person? Like, now we're talking about movies and stuff. I'm like, I like Dark Knight. I remember, like, I'm trying to remember characters and stuff. I'm like, I'm a little out of my depth here. So,
But I know
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. You said the handsome one from Always Sunny. I know exactly who you're talking about. I know,
yeah.
I know his name, but I know that character.
He's on a stage with a bunch of trolls. Who else would be the handsome one?
No, but I mean, Mac was the creator of the show, and while he was not handsome in earlier iterations, he definitely got into shape in later iterations and was good looking then when he played the in shape gay guy, I guess. But yeah, you got it from the description.
I know.
Which actually, I think that show's coming back, right? I think they're doing another season. It's Always
It
Sunny.
never went away.
I believe
Always
so.
Sunny in
Yeah.
Philadelphia has like 34 seasons.
Yeah, no, but I think they've taken a relatively long. I mean, many shows took a 2-year hiatus over the last 2 years for obvious reasons, but I think it is
Right.
coming back this season. Now.
I think it is. I think I just saw a commercial for it the other day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's one of few sitcoms I hesitate to call it a sitcom, but it's one of few shows I actually watch. I don't know. Everybody's like hung up on series, and I kind of overdosed on them over quarantine. I think I was just like, I don't need to catch up on the latest iteration of whatever Hulu, Netflix, or whatever is putting out. It's just like every time somebody tells me like there's this really amazing show, I'm just like, oh, this sounds like a 13-hour homework assignment, and if I don't watch it, I get 13 hours of my life back. I don't know. And I majored in film. I used to love television. It's just like now I use every excuse in the world not to. I don't know. I watch a lot of documentaries and news, which probably because I think I'm like learning from it. I'm probably not. It's just like reinforcing my worldview. So I'm no better or worse than anybody. But then I feel like out of the conversation because like my son watches all these Marvel movies and shit, and everybody's talked about the Marvel universe. I'm like, I haven't watched a Marvel movie in 8 years.
No. Wow.
Did you watch the Kanye documentary?
Did I watch No, actually, that I will watch. That's on the to watch list.
Okay.
So
I mean,
that one
it's
I'm gonna watch.
documentary, so they should be on.
That's definitely on the list. Is that on? Wait, is that a Netflix joint?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
All right. What have I don't know. I watch like John Oliver and shit. Like that doesn't help
Yeah.
me. Just like shit that makes me like terrified about the world I live in and reinforcing what I think already. Like I should be watching Fox News just to like see what the other world thinks. I should be watching RT just to see like I don't know. I'm trying to. What I should be watching is How I Met Your Mother. Let's face it.
I literally bought an old show that had one season off of Amazon Prime. So you're doing better than me.
What did you
Just so I
watch?
can rewatch the one season of that show.
What show?
Wait.
The Good Guys.
How many seasons does it have?
One.
Oh, okay. You just bought the
All
one.
my favorite shows get one season and they get canceled. Like
Yeah.
Studio 60 and that one. I've had to purchase them. They're only like one
So,
season of each.
You like shows that suck. Okay, that's fine.
Mhm.
They're good shows. They just for some
No
reason
one else thought so. That's
no
why-
one else likes them.
They don't have mass appeal. They have Joey appeal.
Right.
I
Joey sits
I
there and
like
he
to
loves it.
like to laugh and watch shit blow up. I don't know why that's not a winning formula for anybody else.
I mean, it gets an 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb. It's the first link I clicked. I probably should have gone Rotten Tomatoes, but that's not bad for Rotten Tomatoes. Or excuse me,
It's a
for IMDb. 8.1 out of 10. That's solid.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
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 so I mean, clearly, I don't know.
I might check it out. I mean, if there's only one season, then I'll check it out. You know what I mean? Because then I want to.
Yeah.
Not a whole investment. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 68 episodes of.
Yeah. That's what threw me off about Narcos. Like when I first watched Narcos, I was like, I thought it was a miniseries, and I thought the last episode was going to be the end of it, and then it was a like cliffhanger ... to be continued. I was like, wait, no, there's more of this.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I think we all thought it was going to be just that one thing, and then they were like, "Nope, got to keep making money."
I'm like, it was already difficult enough watching a show with subtitles because I don't speak Spanish and I don't, because I'm like, I want to be on my phone and my laptop while I'm watching the show, and that's difficult when they're speaking Spanish and their subtitles.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, what else going on, Jim?
So the Maryland Senate is considering how to make legal cannabis profitable.
For them or us?
Well, because recently the House of Delegates passed proposals to legalize recreational cannabis, and now the Senate has taken up the issue with a different focus. They're basically saying, while the bills are in the Senate are aimed at making it legal, they want to make it profitable. So
when they say profitable, do they mean like profitable for the state, i.e., like
that's
tax systems in place so that
exactly.
Right?
I thought the point of legalizing it in the first place so that they could tax it.
Right. They would allow the state to collect tax from recreational cannabis processors and dispensaries.
But you decriminalize it, like you make it legal, is different from like putting a tax system on. Like we don't all buy carrots, it doesn't mean like there's taxes on them. So I think
that's exactly what it means. Anything that you buy legally in America, it's taxed.
Well, yeah, but okay, so you're right. So anything that you buy in a store probably has sales tax. Now those sales taxes can differentiate. You'll notice sometimes you'll buy things and there's not sales tax on certain food items, and there's exponentially higher taxes on alcohol, cigarettes. That's why cigarettes used to cost $2 and now they cost $18. And I think they're attempting to do the same thing with marijuana.
So marijuana is going to cost $2?
No,
marijuana's it means that like probably right now, like if you look at the DC model, like if you for a while, like when they first legalized, like there weren't necessarily dispensaries and the like because there wasn't a tax system in place, so you had all these like pop-ups and shit, and actually weed at those things was probably cheaper than buying it on the streets. And now if you buy it at one of the brick and mortars, like you end up paying, I would argue, more than you would to buy it off the street because there's like a tax system in place. And I don't know how detailed it is, but it's there.
Still buy your weed from a guy that looks sketchy around the corner. It's always the best play for most people. Just buy it.
Is that where you buy yours?
Yeah, of course. I meet him in the alley, and he gives me my dime bag, and I go on about my business. It's easier that way. I don't like that.
Does your journey involve removing weed as well?
I never smoked. Well, I haven't smoked weed. I used to smoke weed when I was super younger, but that's years and years ago. So weed was never an issue for me.
I'm not gonna do what my mind tells me to do whenever Kandyce was super younger.
Because
when Kandyce was super younger, it was the summer of love. That was back in that's back when everybody was smoking weed and having sex in the corner. But
I think I'm older than her.
Kandyce won't tell us how old she is, so I gotta guess, and I guess old. I keep trying to get it. Man, but what else going on, Joe?
So Ukraine is now saying that Russia's thwarting wider civilian evacuations. They have tried to open the Sumy corridor. Thousands are fleeing.
So are they letting black people leave yet?
Since the invasion began on February 24th, 2 million refugees have fled the Ukraine, about half of them children, according to the UN.
They will not let black people leave Ukraine. I'm still trying to figure that shit out.
Those are I've
in the Ukraine.
Yeah, Africans.
Oh, Africans. Okay.
Yes. Now it makes sense, huh, Kandyce?
Right.
Kandyce like black people in Ukraine? That's weird. Africans. Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, what's his face? There's a basketball player from Prince George's County who played at GW.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Playing in the Ukraine and had trouble getting out under similar circumstances.
Oh wow.
The EuroLeague.
Yeah.
Winston from New Girl got caught up.
Yeah, I mean, that said, I'd be hesitant. Like, I think there are a lot of videos showing up of black people being denied access to trains, and part of me feels like we should all be hesitant to take that video at face value, just because Russia is putting out a lot of propaganda videos showing armaments that were proven to be pulled, like videos that were pulled from like I think like a Finnish training video from 10 years previous. And I think that there's a lot of misinformation going in this sphere right now, so we should all kind of like take that with a grain of salt.
Yep, I agree.
Well, from the Washington Post, they're saying
I have the same stance I've always had on this situation. It ain't got shit to do with me. I will continue to say that out loud until somebody really listens.
First, they came for the Jews, and I said nothing because I was not doing it.
First of all, it always has something to do with you. So Russia waged war on Ukraine, and now gas is $12 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's Joe Biden's fault. That's Joe Biden's fault.
No. That's what happens in wartime. In wartime, the price of gas goes up.
Exactly.
The price of gas goes up every year at the same time.
No, it doesn't. The price of gas has gone down dramatically, and everybody's talking about these recent spikes. Do you remember in 2005 when gas was like $4 under Bush? Like the shit goes up and down, and like it rides the wave of like perception given international turbulence. And that international turbulence is very much like, because so much of oil comes from like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and that region, and Iran, like it's very much dictated by the like what's going on with the Iran nuclear deals and stuff like that. So I think it's not as simple as just an upward trajectory of that price line.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Biden, I think like Biden, here's the thing. Biden just said, like, we're not going to buy any Russian oil. Like one person not buy, like, so one country isn't going to buy it, but China is boys with Russia. China will turn around and buy that fucking oil. And it's an international market. So it does not matter if one person doesn't buy it. It has to be like a united front. And so like the price of oil is like kind of dictated on those terms.
So, see, like
I'm glad we have Mike to break these things down for us, because I don't know this information too tough.
But again, it's all perception, right? Like I don't know that we necessarily, like, America has enough oil for its own purposes. Like we can be fairly oil independent. So
the only reason the price goes up is because someone wants to make money.
It's because the oil companies say there's a skirmish going out there. The price of oil will begin to go up because people will buy more oil futures. The price of those futures will go up because people are speculating on the future price of oil.
Right.
So really, it has nothing to do with a dearth of oil within the marketplace right now. It's just about what people are concerned about might happen. So they're making bets on the potential shortage in the future market.
Oh, damn.
Well, I'll tell you how I'm directly.
How much you paid for gas up in New Jersey?
This is how I am directly affected by this. We were going to go on a cruise to Europe for our honeymoon this year, and one of the places that the cruise stopped was St. Petersburg, Russia, and now we can't fucking do it because they started a goddamn war and then ruined my honeymoon.
So wait, did the cruise get canceled, or does the cruise just get rerouted elsewhere?
I don't know. I'm not going because one of the stops was St. Petersburg, Russia.
Okay, that's
not realistic. Let's say that out loud. That's
St. Petersburg on water? Huh? Is St. Petersburg on the ocean?
It was one of the stops on the tour. I can tell you. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it goes inland through a river. I don't know. That could be.
It actually,
I don't know. I feel like I would like to see St. Petersburg as well, but I think I don't know.
What kind of half budget?
What are you? Is this a steamboat? What's happening?
No, I'm telling you.
EU cruise line is this?
Russia and I forget the stops now. St. Petersburg, Switzerland, some shit like that. But Russia was one of the stops. Maybe two of the stops were in Russia, and so now we can
go to the Mediterranean. It's better.
Okay.
Hold up. Where is St. Petersburg?
Let me see.
It's on the Baltic Sea. Okay. Yeah.
It was one of the Baltic cruises. That's right.
Yeah. So you could go. So it was probably like a Norwegian cruise line type thing that took you across all of like Norway, Sweden, Finland, and then you
there you go.
Petersburg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be in a boat where it's cold.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds like Titanic waters.
Well, you go in the summer, dude. Like summer, summer in Russia it's supposed to be dope. It's like summer in Canada. Like it's supposed to be sick. Like
they have a warm season too, Jim.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't believe that. I don't.
Everything I've seen says it's cold all the time. I don't.
And supposedly that's why Russia isn't as concerned about climate change, because they're like, yeah, we want this like northern part of our country to like continue to warm so that we have more than 5 hospitable months of the year.
Right.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry you don't get to go on your cruise. Are you planning another one? Are you looking elsewhere?
Yeah, we're just gonna do another part, but I don't know.
Seems like you're really into cruises.
No, I'm not. Like I actually fucking really don't like
This is
cruises.
a new thing, Mike.
This was a way to see several European cities in one 2-week thing. So if you go cruise, you can see several. It goes to a docks in a separate city like each day. So did that when we would see the cities that you talked about, and there's another one where you can see like Rome and London and Paris and something all in one cruise. So that was just one of the reasons why, because you just get more Europe for your buck. Because I wouldn't do all those cities separately; it would be so expensive.
Yeah, it would be. And also, I think if you're on a honeymoon, you don't really want to be, planning an itinerary and travel, all of that. Like that can be brutal. And like you just coming off and planning a wedding, I'm sure you want less of that logistical nightmare.
Exactly. Just want to have a lot of sex at night and then wake up in the morning in Paris, and then have a lot of sex at night and then wake up in the morning in Rome, and then have a lot of sex at night and wake up in the morning in fucking Barcelona. Like that's what I want to do.
Well, first of all, don't get your hip operated on.
As we discussed earlier.
You should take an Alaska cruise. Those go see some nature. Like up there is supposed to be sick. See Glaciers National Park.
Already. Anchorage only. Just the one city, but I've been already. And Anchorage is gorgeous. So beautiful.
I take it you went.
Remember,
I went in April.
Okay,
yeah.
Remember one thing, I tell people this all the time. Black people and boats have not had a great history together. We tend to have a very troubled past. I don't get on them too often. I barely get on planes because you never know where they're going to go. I could end up in chains. I choose which boats I get on, and they're little speeders in the Chesapeake Bay. That way I can swim the hell back home if necessary.
This is
Remember that, Kandyce.
Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm sure I'll be okay.
Carnival, because you're going to end up in the circus.
A mutant from the fucking Chesapeake water.
Yeah, pretty much. I have a third ear on my forehead. All right, Joe, anything else going on in the world, man?
And finally, the Maryland Girl Scouts are celebrating a milestone on International Women's Day. The Girl Scouts may be best known for their cookies and camping, but leaders of the Maryland organization said it is more than that. It is about empowering girls and young women. It has been their life's work, so it means so much to me. Quote, quite frankly, said Violet Apple, CEO of Girl Scout. Her name's Violet Apple, really?
Sounds like a stripper name.
Yeah.
All right.
Girl Scouts gets young ladies ready to sell at the bake sale for their kids' schools. That's how I look at Girl Scouts. What was that, Kandyce? Sorry.
They're turning 110 years old. The Girl Scouts of Central Maryland.
Wow.
The Girl Scouts of Central Maryland or the Girl Scouts overall?
I think the Girl Scouts of Central Maryland specifically.
Okay.
I don't know what Central Maryland is.
Where the hell is Central Maryland?
Today? The Girl Scouts being 110 years old?
Yeah, kind of like, so it's like so they're legal.
Why did that make it onto our list today? Like, what is interesting about that at all?
that was a showy throw in. I thought he was going to talk about the cookies. I was just waiting. I thought he was going to say they changed the Thin Mint recipe.
Hey,
and I was like, oh, okay, what's they talking about? Samoas or Thin Mints?
Right.
I've been trying to start a comedy show and get a hip operated on this week.
Little thin on these topics.
It was a slow news week. It's not helped me. You want to talk about football? Russell Wilson got traded.
Oh,
wait, what?
Russell Wilson got traded to the Denver Broncos today.
For who?
Sierra's headed to Denver.
2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and Drew Lock.
Huh. Okay.
That's Sierra's husband, right? Just making sure.
Yeah.
Yes, that is Sierra's going to have to go on some ski trips.
Yeah, she's taking Future's sons to another state. I think Future going to be upset about this. There's going to be another song written about Russell Wilson in a minute.
Denver's kind of lit though. There's worse places you can get traded to.
Yeah,
it's better than Indianapolis. Come on.
They've been saying back away. The pundits have. So it makes sense for them. They were going to need to draft a quarterback, and by the time they developed one, then they'd have to pay everybody that they have on the team right now, and that they wouldn't have enough. They would have maybe 1 year where they could contend. Now they're going to have 3, but they're going to a division where you already have Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes.
I still like the most.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean, he's
AFC
still at a good age where he can actually do some damage out there.
Yeah.
I only talk about NBA. I don't know much about.
Me too. I don't know. Like I really don't. This was the only trade I've heard about for NFL that like piqued my ears at all. But like NBA is kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Although the Wizards kind of fell apart, so I've kind of like my league pass has not been as flex as it has been previously.
Yeah, the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. That's why I gave up on the NBA. Like I can't.
That is the only thing that gets watched in this house for literally hours. Basketball. So
just basketball. Well, I mean, who's your squad?
Well, I just like the superstars. So I like the Golden State Warriors, and that's I mean, I don't know enough to know all that stuff, but he watches it all day long.
You don't like the Lakers?
Lakers are such trash.
No, I mean, as far as she says, I like superstars, and it's like, wait a minute, you like the biggest superstar in the NBA?
I mean, I can name like the main people now. So there's what's his name, Abadikembo. I know him. And his name is Giannis, right? And then
you're the ballpark.
But then Steph Curry, I know LeBron, like the people who are like the superstars, I know.
Yeah. LeBron, I don't know. LeBron plays for the Lakers, the aforementioned. And they have Westbrook, which is like via a Washington Wizards trade, which like was such an amazing. I don't know. I was so happy for the Wizards this year because just via like it felt like for the first time in like decades, the front office had done a few things right to like maneuver some trades so that we actually got some good players out of that Westbrook trade. And I was saying at the beginning of the season, like we needed to. Bradley Beal was just not looking strong. We should probably trade him. And I wanted him straight up, like just like Bradley Beal and Bertans for Maxey and Ben Simmons. I wanted that trade to happen. We could have done it if we hadn't drove him till I think his hand got fucked up. I don't know. Like Beal's hand got fucked up and now he's out for the season. It's like, I don't know. We're back in rebuilding phase.
Well, I'm glad they got rid of AD because that man is made of glass. Like he's always broken, like all the time.
I've heard the argument made he just needs to wear high tops. He needs to stop balling in low top shoes. His shoes are literally low tops. Like, come on, stop! You keep hurting your ankles. Stop doing that.
Always injured. Always.
Oh man, but hey man, it's been a good week, Joey Lafaro.
Yes, it has.
How you feeling over there? How's your hip feeling?
It's sore. I need to move.
I mean,
get up.
Did they offer you pain medications?
They do, but I don't. I mean, it's a dull ache. I'm fine. Like I don't need it, and I don't like. The only thing they offered me was the Oxy, and the Oxy makes you constipated, and I don't want that in my life.
Yeah, well, I'm saying just fill it, and I'm not saying give it to me, but
I have it.
I'm not saying I'm coming over to get it.
I'm selling it. That's not in question.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. You're like, I'm way ahead of you, dude. There's somebody coming over right now. I was on the dark web flipping this shit 5 hours ago.
You probably shouldn't say that live on the podcast. I'm not probably, Joey, just keep that information to yourself.
For entertainment purposes only.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No one sells drugs on the Dot Comedy Podcast.
Oh my God.
We do it in the group chat. What are you talking about? I'm making him an offer right now for 10.
If somebody kicks in your door tonight, it's because you said live on the podcast that you're going to sell prescription drugs.
They're not going to find my house. I live in a barn in the woods. Come on.
No, but he's doing it for art purposes. It's like, paying someone for sex is illegal until you put a camera there. Then it's pornography, and that's art.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Boom. That's the way to win.
Safer than whatever's going on in our YouTube comments lately.
Yeah, I don't know what this Russian dude is that keeps commenting.
We keep getting a Russian. I think Russians are passing code words through our comments on YouTube now.
Boom today, huh? That means they're gonna blow some shit up. That's what boom today means, Joey Lafaro.
I don't know what this is.
Are you gonna show it this week?
I'm trying.
I did it.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
This is the type of shit that shows up during our episodes on
This
YouTube.
happened last week too.
Apollinaris, doesn't he play for the Bucks? No, just kidding.
So this
is Dekrasova. Wow.
Here's the thing. This all started after my girlfriend got me she found an artist on Etsy that does like the show Archer. They'll make you an Archer character.
That was so dope.
That was
do you have a picture?
Valentine's Day gift ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They took as Archer. It was super dope.
Right. So the same day, but I didn't know that usually she gets this kind of stuff from Turkey. This time she got it from someone in the Ukraine. I didn't know. And then like during our last episode, we started getting these Russian comments. And then I found out after the episode, oh, never mind. She's in the Ukraine. And I was like, oh, so now the Russians are coming looking for me because they think that I'm a spy. And like,
or the Ukrainians reaching out and be like, please take us in as refugees. I don't know. I can't discern from Russian and Ukrainian, but I've heard both. I've heard a Ukrainian person speak Ukrainian. I'm like, that sounds like Russian. So
yeah, it all sounds very.
It all sounds like a jumbled mess to me too.
American dollars into the Ukraine, and Russia doesn't like that, so they're coming for you. You shouldn't be doing business. With
yeah.
No. Oh man, we've got to get out, folks.
Russia.
We're about to get out of here, man. It's been a fun week. I've had a blast. Have you all had a blast this week?
Yeah, it's been super fun.
Week's just getting started. Come to whatchamacallit, Cloak and Dagger tomorrow. Comedy show.
Cloak and Dagger. That's right. Joe LaFaro is gonna limp all the way there.
On in DC.
Yeah, Brock put it together. It's like a book. It's not dissimilar from what Joey's putting together at McGinty's. It's a book show from 8 to 10, and then open mic thereafter. I'll be doing doing a spot on the front end of the show, and then I'm hosting the mic thereafter. So.
Oh, dope! Dope.
I did
What's that?
Is it a weekly thing?
Yeah, every Wednesday. And Wednesdays are getting like, I don't know, kind of becoming the day in DC.
Yeah.
It's like there's just shows everywhere on Wednesdays now. But come to ours.
That's why we're moving ours to Thursday because Wednesday was too crazy.
Honestly, Thursday's a better day from a go out perspective too. Just people are more inclined to go out on Thursday than Wednesday. So yeah, good on you. I mean, it can be difficult to find bars that are as interested in having a show, but if you got McGinty's on board, that's sick.
Yeah.
What I remember about the DC comedy scene is every night's a good night. Like that was a great city for comedy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every night of the week there were not only shows but several shows. Now I don't know how COVID has affected.
And you abandoned it.
COVID tore I did the same thing in most places, and it tore it apart here. And I'd say that Mondays and Tuesdays are still relatively light in DC, but Virginia, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is pretty heavy. So between Arlington and Alexandria, there's plenty of shows down there that'll that's the DC area.
Yeah.
I mean, are you still active in New Jersey?
I am. Yep, absolutely.
Right.
I got some shows next week in Jersey, but yeah, it's a great scene. It's a great scene.
Right.
But
I mean, is most of your shows in New Jersey, or are you doing mostly New York?
it's a mixture.
Yeah.
It's a mixture. I tend to prefer to do the Jersey shows just so I don't have to drive into New York, but I'm booked a lot in New York too.
That's awesome. Word. I'll make it up there and we'll do a show together.
No, look at that. Making a dad comedy show connection.
What comics do with networking? We got to.
Oh man, where can I find you again, Mike?
At mdubsky, at DC Comedy Nights, both on Instagram. I don't do Twitter. I probably should, but here we are. And I have a Facebook, but I'm not gonna boomer myself right now. So let's.
Oh man, Kandyce, where can I find you?
At just_Kandyce. That's with a KANDYCE. And I am on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Tumblr and just wherever. Like just type in
Tumblr. Nice.
You'll find me all over the interwebs.
And also OnlyFans. Joey LaFaro, where can they find you?
OnlyFans and at LaFaro Comedy on Instagram, and now comedy shows near me. At comedy near me on Twitter, and McGinty's every Thursday starting in April.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'll be at those shows occasionally. I'm still doing my half hour, 45-minute set at the Haha Emporium in Shreveport, San Francisco. We try our
built an
best.
emporium on top of the hole.
Yes.
They filled in the hole and built an emporium.
Okay. Is this
There
an
you go.
expansion on the Haha Hole, or did they close, or what happened to the Haha Hole?
Okay, the Haha Hole got filled in. I can't go into detail why. I came over one Thursday between, like I said, 4 and 4:45 when I had my set, and the stage was in the front, and the hole was filled. So I was like, "What's going on?" They were like, "Well, it's an emporium now." So I'm like, "All right, cool. I guess that's what we're doing." The Haha Emporium
And that
in
was
Shreveport, San Francisco.
San Francisco. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds like Splash Lounge all over again.
See where I got it from. But I'm DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro, Kandyce August, Mike Wilcox. We are Dot Comedy, and we will see you next time. More fun and more thrills on the Dot Comedy Podcast.
Yeah, Joey, you were late. You were late again. I was late, but you were later.
I'm tired. I can't.
Me too.
Dot Comedy Comcast. Bow, 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 bow.
Good night, gentlemen.
Kandyce, you're fabulous.